come to a seated position on your mat. Find your foundation in your seat by rooting your sitting bones into the earth. Inhale, grow long. Bring your shoulders up towards your ears. Give them a squeeze, and exhale, bring them behind you and relax. Flip your palms open onto your knees. Take a moment to breathe. Tap into your Ujjayi breath, toning at the back of the throat. Almost like a closed mouth sigh. We're going to start today's class with a single Om. Exhale to empty your lungs. Pause at the bottom and inhale. Deeply pause at the top, part your lips and exhale Om. Beautiful. Bring your hands to heart center. Take a moment to bow into your heart and thank yourself for being here today. Yoga is a beautiful practice. The word yoga itself comes from the word unite, or from the word yuj, which means to unite, or to yoke, to bring together. And this practice is about uniting with yourself, your environment, your body. And in doing that, I find that the human struggle is often to create balance. Balance between effort and ease. Balance between joy and play, or work and survival. And the trick to balance isn't to have enough of one side and equal parts the other side. Balance is about finding both in each and every moment. So today on your mats, can you notice that push and pull, the desire for effort and ease? And can you bring them both together at once? Finding some ease in your effort and some effort in your ease. Because when we create balance in our lives, we give ourselves the opportunity to strive for what we want while enjoying what is. So roll forward into a tabletop position, tuck your toes under, spread your fingers wide. Your wrist creases should be facing the front of your mat. Pedal out your hands here. And when you find the four corners of your palms rooted into the mat, inhale, drop your belly, lift your sitting bones and lift your gaze. And exhale, curve your spine towards the ceiling, press up and into your shoulders and look towards your tailbone. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze and your sitting bones. This is your cow pose. And exhale, curve your spine towards the ceiling. This is your cat pose. Inhale to cow. And exhale to cat. Continue pulsing with your own unique breath. Warming up the spine, learning how to connect our breath to our movement. Take 3 more breaths here. There's no rush. Feel into what you're doing. And also enjoy it. One last breath. Come into a neutral spine and press up and back into downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet here for a moment. Come up high onto the balls of your feet and lift your right leg up and back behind you. Exhale, step your right foot between your hands. You can drop your knee, grab a cushion if you need extra support, or you can roll up the side of your mat. And just widen your low lunge. So step forward or scoot your knee back. Your back toes are curled under to support your knee. You can reach for some blocks if you've got them, or stacked books, or something beside you that you can hold, and keep it alongside your hips. This allows ourselves to support our upper body so we don't collapse. So with a widened step forward, this time we're going to inhale, send your sitting bones towards your heel, flex your front foot towards your face, and exhale, lunge into your front leg, feel the stretch along the front of your left hip. Inhale back, toes flex, and exhale forward, feel that hip stretch. Continue pulsing with your breath. This is your half Hanuman to low lunge pulsation. Opening up the hips, the back of the legs. The next time you come forward, plant your hands to frame your front foot and step back into a downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet here for just a moment. Come up high onto your toes and inhale your left leg up and back behind you. Exhale, step your left leg between your feet, drop your right knee to the mat. And once again, widen your stance. Hands to your blocks or your support objects. And you can start with your exhale or your inhale. Follow your own breath. Pulsing from a low lunge to a half Hanuman. When you exhale, feel that stretch in your hip. And when you inhale, feel the stretch along the back of your leg. Follow your own breath pattern. Slowing the breathing down and linking it with our movement. The next time you come forward, plant your hands to frame your front foot and step back into a downward facing dog. You can move your additional cushion off if you got one. Inhale your right leg up and back behind you, and exhale, step your right foot in front of you. Drop your left heel so your feet come into a T formation. And rest your right forearm on your right thigh. Open your chest up to the wall beside you. And inhale your left arm up and overhead. Feel the length along your obliques and root down through your leg and extend through your fingertips. Can you find softness in the arm that you're resting on? Can you soften your face? And can you use your breath to soften into this pose while still maintaining your strength? Inhale, lift and leave your legs the same. Arms come parallel to the floor. This is your warrior two position. So legs are still the same. You're in your lunge. Warrior two, you bring your shoulders onto your back. Your arms are parallel and extend through your fingertips. Make sure your knee is not collapsing inwards. Make sure your tailbone is tucked and your abs are engaged so you're not dumping into your stomach. Feel your strength expand through your fingertips like a warrior. You can inhale, straighten your front leg. Shift your front fingers forward. And then begin to drop your right hand towards the earth. Your left hand comes up. You can rest on your shin as long as you keep strength in your knee so you don't push your knee back. Or you can come onto some stacked blocks, whatever you need. And see if you can slowly lower down to the earth as much as you can. This is your triangle pose. Bring your shoulders together onto your back, which opens up your chest more. And see if you can look to your top fingertips. Make sure you're not hyperextending into your front knee, which means you've got a strong micro bend. You can bend into your front leg, plant your hands to front your front foot, and step back into downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet here. Inhale your left leg up and back behind you, and exhale, step your left leg between your hands. Drop your right heel so your feet are in a T formation, and rest your left forearm on your left thigh. Open up your chest to the side of the room, and inhale your right arm up and overhead. With softness in your left hand and your face and your breath, can you balance with integrity, engagement through the right side of your body? Reach. Imagine that you're reaching for your dreams. Activate every part of you towards that focus. Without changing your legs, inhale and windmill your arms up to the front and back of the room, parallel with the floor. Tailbone is tucked and belly is engaged, so we're not dumping forward. And our knee is tracking over our ankle so it's not tilting inwards. Open up your hips to the side of the room. Look over your front fingertips and expand from within, beyond you, outwards. Make sure your shoulders are on your back so you're not hunching forward. Inhale, you can straighten your front leg, shift your hands forward, and then begin to drop your left arm towards the earth. You can rest on your shin as long as you maintain strength in your knee, or you can reach for a block. Reach your right arm up towards the ceiling and begin to melt towards the earth. This is your triangle pose. Look up towards your right hand and breathe. You should be feeling the stretch along the right side of your body, your right hip and back and obliques. Beautiful. Breathe here. Making sure we're never hyperextending our front knee, always maintaining a micro bend. Bend into your front knee. Plant your hands to frame your front foot. And this time, step forward into a forward fold. Bend your knees and hang. You can grab opposite elbows if you need and sway from side to side. You can sway front and back. Maybe nod your head yes. Shake your head no. Let your head just hang. Your neck is a beautiful extension of your spine. Inhale, hands to your shins, shoulders onto your back, halfway lift, your neck comes back, and exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, sweep your arms up and overhead, gather that energy above you, and exhale, draw it down through your heart center and alongside your hips. Inhale, reach up. This time, exhale and travel into a little bit of a back bend. Inhale, come up, and exhale, fold. Plant your hands and step back into a high plank position. Tuck your elbows. You can put your knees down if you need. Tuck your elbows in and lower down to the earth. Untuck your toes. Leave your hands where they are and press up. You can give yourself a little back bend, cobra, or a full back bend, upward facing dog. And exhale, curl over your toes and back into downward facing dog. Breathe here. Inhale your right leg up and back behind you, and exhale, step your right foot between your hands. This time, reach for your blocks or something around you. I'm going to point this at me a little bit more. Grab your blocks and put them a little bit ahead of you so that you can come up to stand on your right leg, your front leg, and lift your left leg up behind you. So you should be grabbing onto either the floor, a balancing object, whatever you have. And we're kicking the back of our left heel up and back behind us as we melt forward. This is your standing splits. Just breathe here. See if you can slow your breathing down. You can drop your left foot to meet your right foot and exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands and step back into a downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet for a breath. Inhale your left leg up and back behind you. And exhale, step your left foot between your hands. Reach for your balancing objects. And come up to balance on your standing leg, lifting your your right leg back behind you. Heel towards the ceiling. See if you can slow your breathing down. And see if while you lift the back of your right leg, you can melt forward just a little bit more. Exhale, drop your right foot to meet your left foot and forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Sweep your arms overhead. Palms together, hands down through heart center. and alongside your hips. We're going to move to our tree pose. And I like to start with mountain pose, always remembering our foundation. So bring your feet right under your hip bones. Maybe pedal out your feet a little bit, pawing them into the mat. Finding your four corners, maybe lift your toes to help you plug in through your big toe ball mound. Activating your arches and then relax your toes, maintaining that activation in the arches of your feet. Bring your knees up. Bend your knees and then straighten them, drawing that energy up. Shoulders back behind you and palms flip open. Bring your neck back so it's in line with the rest of your spine. Breathe in your mountain pose for a moment. Feel your foundation beneath you. Shift your weight to your right foot. And use your left foot as a little kickstand in towards your heel. That means that we start opening our left leg up towards the side of the room, creating an openness in our left hip. You can stay here if this is where you're at and honor that. Also, maybe have some balancing device around you, a wall or a dresser or something. So if this is where you're at for today, honor that. Make sure that you're mostly balanced on your one foot, and this is just a kickstand for you. So we grow along. You can choose right under your knee, or you can choose right above your knee. Make sure your tailbone is tucked a little bit. And inhale, grow long. You can leave your hands on your hips, or you can lift your arms up and overhead. Palms face in towards each other, and pinkies begin to spin back towards the back of the room. Tree pose. Trees sway in the breeze. And just like you might have some sway, let yourself sway. Sometimes we're so hard on ourselves when we don't get something right, when we're not doing something the way we want to, when we're not already perfect. Can you honor exactly where you are without judgment, and instead with love? Bring your front knee forward and drop your left foot, palms together and forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Arms up and overhead. And exhale, palms down through heart center. Find your same mountain pose. Feel your mountain pose. Make sure your neck is back. And then shift your weight to your left foot. You can use your kickstand, bringing your right knee towards the wall beside you. Right under your knee. Or you can bring your foot right above your knee. Have something around you can balance on, or use for balance if you need to. Tuck your tailbone so you almost pop your right hip forward a little bit while your knee comes out to the side. You can put your hands on your hips or inhale your arms above your head, palms towards each other, pinkies head towards the back of the room. Breathe here. Maybe you notice one side has a little bit more balance than another. That's okay. Can you honor yourself just where you are? Can you breathe here? This pose that requires engagement in your legs and in your core and the rest of your body, but also requires an expansiveness and an ease. Maybe smile here. Inhale your right knee forward and exhale, drop your foot. Forward fold and let yourself hang. Maybe pedal out your legs. Come into stillness. Hands to your shins, shoulders on your back, neck comes back, halfway lift, and exhale, forward fold. You can walk yourself into a high plank and lower down and roll over onto your back. So here, bring your knees into your belly, hold on to your shins, and just rock from side to side for a moment. We gave our legs a lot of love today, so we're going to give them some love here as well. Drop your right foot to the mat and bring your left ankle to cross over your right knee. Flex your left toes towards your left knee. So you're activating your foot and engaging this leg. Lift your right leg off of the mat and wrap your arms around your back, the back of your right thigh. And begin to pull your right leg towards you while you use your left elbow to push into your left thigh so it comes towards the wall in front of you. This is called threading the needle. Should be giving you a beautiful juicy stretch along the outer hip, your left glute. Maintain the engagement in your foot, flexing towards your knees, and use your breath to find some ease. See if with every exhale you can bring your right leg in just a micromillimeter more. Exhale, bring both feet to the mat. And windshield wiper your knees from side to side. Come into stillness. Bring your right ankle over your left knee and wrap your arms around your left thigh. Use your right elbow to press into your right thigh and flex your right toes towards your right knee. You should be feeling this along your outer right glute, your hip. Just breathe here. Find the ease. And make the effort. See if with every exhale you can pull your left leg in a little more while you push your right thigh out a little more. Feel into this juicy stretch. There's no need to rush this moment. Bring both feet to the mat. Windshield wiper your legs from side to side. And then bring your knees in for a hug and rock from side to side, giving your low back a nice massage, massaging your kidneys, using the earth to give our bodies some love. Extend your legs out in front of you, wider than your mat, wider than hip width, and let your feet fall to the sides of the room. Bring your shoulders a little bit more onto your back and reduce the curve in your neck by tucking your chin slightly and magnetizing the back of your neck to the earth. So we can't get rid of that curve completely, and we shouldn't. The spine is not perfectly straight, but we just reduce that curve. Flip your palms open. This signifies that you're willing to receive energy. And can you be willing to receive your breath right now? The support from the earth beneath you. Sometimes it takes us some effort to let ourselves go, to just let ourselves be. In this society where we're running around all the time, we need to practice ease. It's not as easy anymore. So let this be a practice in letting go. Let yourself go and let yourself be. begin to welcome some movement into your fingers and toes, into your hands and your wrists, your ankles and feet, and bring your hands together overhead, your feet together, and give yourself a stretch. Reach as long as you can, and then roll over onto your right side. Use your bicep as a pillow and just rest for a moment. Press into your hands and come up to a seated position. Find your foundation. Palms together at heart center. When we find balance in our lives, when we create that balance between effort and ease, we get the most out of life. We get to go after what we want, and we get to enjoy every moment as we do it. So today, can you find that perfect balance between those two? Bow into your heart and say thank you to yourself for this practice, for coming to yourself. The light and shadow in me bows to and acknowledges the light and shadow in each of you. Namaste. I hope you all enjoyed this class, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much for coming, as always. Bye, everyone.